Okay, so Dimensional Clash is open again, and people have been asking for like a small guide on it. So we can make every new season, we can make a small guide going over the best DPSs, the best character to be renting, and overall some tips and tricks on what cards to use for your characters, which ones are actually pretty nice. So before we start, as usual, hello degenerates, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Right now on this raid, I don't think I'm gonna be pushing anymore. I will be going down in the ranks a little bit. Right now I'm on position 15. I got to stage 11 on this boss. I cannot kill it. This is the best damage I could do. I'm here. I don't want to push more. I assume I will be pushed down to maybe top 20, 30, right? In these 3 days, more people will try to push. More whales will also try to get higher damage. That's fine. That said, let's talk a little bit about the best characters for now and the best DPSs to run. Also, super important, there is so much RNG in this game mode that if you are not willing to manual and retry a lot, you will be getting lower scores. This is fine. At the end of the day, this game mode, just for participating, you're gonna be getting a multi. It's fine. It literally only matters if you care about the cosmetics or getting a little bit more of macarons or gold, etc. It's a little bit more, nothing else. So unless you really care about the rank and being a tryhard, it doesn't matter. You can just participate, get your free multi, and you're good. That said, let's talk a little bit about this. Let's reset my record so we can go back to stage 10. It's fine. I am not going to be pushing more, so I can lose in here. Right now, people are still running depressed teams mixed with Vivacious. The reason people keep running depressed is not because it's the best element in the game, we're close to probably. It's just because a lot of people on the release of the game build depressed teams, and the raids benefit a lot the passive effects. So if you have, let's say, 6, 7 characters of the same element, you're going to be getting a lot of passive stats. So people have been running, for the most part, as many depressed characters as they can, usually 7 characters. So you can be getting, as you can see right here, a 91% increase HP and damage. And then they be running a different element to actually do good damage to the bosses. The bosses right now are depressed, so the best units are going to be Vivacious. And the best units are going to be Yui. Yui overall for any raid. It doesn't even matter if it's this raid or a different one. Yui is the best support for raids for now because her utility and heals are fantastic. The best. I would even say she's better almost than Yomi. Because just she provides more for raids than what Yomi can do, but both of them are pretty even out. So Ui has been used on almost every single team on people who are pushing, and then the DPS. Most people are running Butter since she is the DPS for this raid. Mine is right now 777. I think I showed her already the last day. 777. She is rank 7 gear, only +5 on the weapon for the extra damage, and that usually is enough. But in some cases, what I've been doing and what I will recommend is that a better DPS than Butter is going to be Momo. Mine is not built, so I've been renting a Momo. But Momo is a stronger DPS than Butter, specifically on these bosses, because her clones will destroy the boss, if you can get good cards, obviously, right? Also, Butter is improving her damage. So instead of 7-2, what I've been doing to clear stage 10, it's running 6-3 and getting 66% HP and damage. By the way, this HP and damage applies to everyone, not only to the other characters, so it doesn't matter. As long as you run 6 characters or 7 of the same element, everyone else will get the buffs, which is pretty good. That's what I've been running in order to be getting higher damage. What I would recommend is that you rent a Momo if you have a good one. Personally, I've been renting this one from Bolemage, which is a really strong one, and he has, as you can see, level 11, 7, and 4 only on the passive, and that has been what's carrying me so far, at least on stage 10. Before that, I could be going 7-2 and had no problem, but after that, I actually had to go and bring Momo into the team. So that is the composition right now. Most people are using. This is not everyone, okay? Again, a lot of people with really good ranks. If I go here and I try to find, where are you, Timmy? Timmy, what's your rank right now, Bosso? Not Shadow. Shout out to Shadow, though. Should be 30. There we go. 38, whatever it is, right? He's been running, for the most part, if we scroll down on Timmy, right? He's a red team because he loves the madness element, which, by the way, we'll make a second video later, talking about Alice, the next character coming, what she does, her kit, etc. But he's been running full red with some dark characters. So don't take this as, oh, I cannot clear the red if I don't have invested these specific characters. This game will always be more about getting good synergy with your units, having a main DPS on the raid, and a good healer and a good tank that can, sustain the team, and then 1 or 2 DPSs that will deal most of the damage. So whatever you have invested will work. Now, for Butter and for Momo, the best cards obviously are going to be their own cards, at least for Butter when we're talking about her. If you can get 1 or 2 cards for Butter, that is fantastic. When it comes to Yomi, her own card is great. Sadly, there is a lot of RNG because you need to get at least 1 item on Yui so she can sustain properly everyone. On my experience, right? On my team, I needed to get 1 item, maybe the Elvin lamp, sometimes the healing pendant. This was enough to be sustaining the team with the SP and the healing increase. But 1 item on your Yui, it's kind of mandatory. A couple really good items on your DPSs, be it the Mithril Knife or be it the normal Dragon one. This one, even though it resets when a freshman skill is used, the attack speed, it doesn't matter because you're still getting 50% attack increase, which is huge at 2 stars, right? I don't know how much it is at 1 star. So anything offensive-wise is good. When it comes to the kettlebell, this is for the most part good for characters like Killian, who will be only doing, or most of the damage comes from the skill damage. I would not put this on your Butter, but it can work. Same for Momo, can work, but I prefer to put other items. When it comes to your tank, the life gem is a good safeguard so they don't die. Outside of that one, I really like the pauldrons because it's constant HP recovery just in case your tank is down. The safety harness is also really good for the HP increase, plus the shield. There is like a lot of items that are good. On my DPSs, even I like putting the Assassin Scroll sometimes because this trickery. Trickery is basically your character cannot be targeted for a few seconds, which for 2.5 seconds is really nice, and 5 normal attacks is pretty fast as well. So whenever the cooldown is off, they will not be able to be targeted, which is fantastic. Obviously, Yomi and her card is necessary. And when it comes to Erpin and her card, this time we're not using Erpin. Any character that deals magic damage will be able to benefit from this. 54% at 3 stars. I think it's 40% at 1 star, if I remember correctly, plus the attack, plus the HP. This is one of the best cards for raids when there is no ads, when the boss cannot summon ads, because the amount of damage you can do with the magic dealer, like the amount of extra stats they get, it's literally stupid. So those are like really good cards, but again, it depends what you have dupes as well in here. There are some low rarity cards that can be used as well, be it the dagger for the SP recovery, or even the obsidian shurikens if you don't get anything else, just for the extra normal attack and attack. Let's actually do a run so you guys see why this is so complicated sometimes, because the amount of RNG, it doesn't matter if you have a good team. If I come here and I put even that Momo with 211k, right? And this is the team I'm running. It doesn't really matter if I get bad items. I'll have to restart regardless. When it comes to skills and senior skills, you want to be using Butter, you want to be using Momo, you want to be using obviously your healers and your tank as well if possible. The last one doesn't really matter, whatever you want to be putting. I usually either put Shion or I put Levi. Rim usually dies, but you can put Rim as well if you want. So let's do a run really quickly so you guys can see how this works and why the RNG, it's kind of off. We were on a stream retrying for like an hour and a half until I got good RNG. Okay, we got lucky. We got 1 cake here that can go towards Momo. Magic damage, that's a lot of extra damage. More damage for Momo. I would recommend you focus on 1 DPS only. You just stack on 1 DPS and then try to get something for your for your tank and your support as well. So the life gem goes into my coming to try to survive and tank. And then if you can get something for your Ui so she can heal more, it's nice. If you cannot get anything for her, you might be a little bit fucked. In this case, I prefer to just, again, more damage on Momo is good. And then the last one, sadly, no SP recovery. So it's a little bit iffy. You can still put this on another DPS since we didn't get anything else. Since we don't have any items on Momo, it's going to be a little bit harsh. You can put auto when the battle starts. And as you can see, again, 25k HP bars. And the next stage has like 40,000. A lot of RNG on your character in the front line surviving, a lot of RNG on also getting good damage, because at the end of the day, a lot of crit fishing on this game mode. So that's why I said early on, don't worry too much if you don't get high rank. Don't worry too much if you cannot get past specific bosses and you are stuck. It's completely normal. People don't want to be replaying this game mode for 3 hours when Trickcal is a Omega casual game, right? That's it. Let's wait and see if they can actually get good damage. The Momo clones destroy these bosses, like they literally melt them. We are like 12k away right now. This is a good run, but again, one skill from the boss that kills my tank and kills one of the healers, and it's over. Also, using rentals, there is a limited amount you can use. So sometimes it's kind of like a pain in the ass because you are limited by that amount. And for example, if I use my Momo right here, I cannot use Momo on the next stage because I already rented her out. So a lot of RNG and things that you need to be careful with when it comes to raids. But it's a pretty fun game mode if you are willing to spend the time, in my opinion. This run, we were lucky because we got good items. But again, we spent literally like an hour and a half yesterday just trying to beat this boss because we were not getting good items and good cards. Alright, so time skip on this video probably. I'm not gonna be letting you guys watch the whole fight. But we have like 10 seconds left and we are at 25k HP bars. You will reach a point where you just don't have stats to be killing the boss fast enough. This will always be a stat check. For Wells will always be ahead and it's completely fine. But like I was saying at the beginning, there is a lot of RNG on these runs. So unless you're willing to spend a lot of times retrying, constantly resetting your record and redoing the bosses, just take your free multi, don't worry too much, and enjoy the game. That's it, that's gonna be for this one. We are live every single day. Links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool, the internet. I'll see you in the next one.